This table is horrible.
Smell that drawer.
I just shit on his table.
It's because it's a shit table. I mean, I get it now.
Table.
Ready. Whoa! Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Terrible Table Podcast. I have my co-host, Christopher. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Jesus Christ.
It hurts you to say it.
It
It hurts you for some reason.
It hurts me to think about
I took
the
over.
way the way it happened. You were like, you didn't beg me, but you were like, man, I really want to do the intro with mom and dad, and I really want to do. And then you were all fucking pussyfooting around. I got to edit that out because we're too early in.
Pussyfooting's not a bad word.
Oh, pee-footing around.
I think pussyfooting is not a curse word.
I would like to think.
I said cuss and curse, and I went coos word.
Goose.
Couscous.
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 But yeah, now you were all, oh, do you want to do it? I mean, you can do it. And then you introduced me as like some sideshow Bob. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
You're at my fucking house, man. I
First of
definitely got to drop that F-bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That one's got to go.
Like,
Pussyfooting's on the
I asked
table.
permission, so it's all good.
You didn't on that one. So,
Excuse me.
if there are two hosts, yes, this is your podcast, but we are both co-hosts.
Oh, is that how that works?
You agree
I
with
guess
that?
whenever you explain it rationally.
But when I just say co-host, you're like, when the fuck did I become a co-host?
So with the drive-by, motherfucker.
Yeah. Dang, you censored yourself. I didn't. All right, let's get to Loco Fest, baby.
All right, so that's what we have no guests because. All right, let me say this. I don't know if this is how I really need to start this show because of Loco Fest.
Yeah.
So if you saw all the stuff that we just talked about with Oreos and all the other shit, then good. If not, I edited a bunch of stuff. But so for starters, these episodes are going to come out weird because I screwed up. I lost Scooby and Clyde's episode, and I finally found it. I edited Scooby and Clyde's episode and Glenn's episode, and I ended up exporting audio only like an asshole, and then deleting everything. So I got to go back and edit those. So this episode's actually going to come out first.
Before the ones we recorded a month ago.
It just makes more sense because
it's
of
coming
Loco
up.
Fest coming up. So today is February 1st.
Yep, 14 days away, baby.
So in 14 days, on February 15th, we have what's Loco Fest.
Yep.
The local comedy competition that you guys started last year that we are trying to, have
Blow
some
up
fun
into something
with.
cool, yeah.
And to kind of give everybody a rundown, Loco Fest is local within...
This year was 250 miles.
So local within 250 miles. So as far as like what
It's
Dallas
pretty much
and
Dallas to Lafayette and a little bit... It doesn't hit
Jackson,
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
It
Oh,
doesn't hit
doesn't
that far. Well, maybe, but we didn't get anybody from there.
Okay.
So, which I don't know what Mississippi has going for comedy. I'm sure they have comedy club or comedy shows, but I don't think it's a huge market.
And then as far up as probably Little Rock, maybe.
Little Rock, maybe, yeah.
So we had how many? 37 people.
37, 38,
37,
like that.
38 people submit. I was one of them.
Yep.
I made it. Like I said, I made enough votes to work the door.
Hell yeah.
But I didn't get into the competition. But we do have 10 comics that did make it in. The 37, 38 people submitted a video, and then they got voted upon by the fans out there, anybody that went and looked at them and voted. All right, so this year it got narrowed down from 37 to 10, and the 10 comics are...
We got Garrett Nelson, Sean Lee, Dustin Vance, Chuck Garner, Jamie Arnett, Ken Williams. Not Ken Williams.
Robinson.
Ken Robinson. Damn, you don't have to edit. Sorry, Ken.
No.
James Carley, excited about that one. Michael Morgan, T. Williams, and Clyde Williams.
The competition this year, I mean, I know personally about half of those comics.
You know 7 out of 10.
I mean, I think I've met most of them except for
The two out of
towners. But like on a what I would say is like
Personal
hey, like
level,
I've
yeah.
shaken your hand and we've talked a few times.
Let's go one by one talking about the comedians. All right.
Let's do it. Now again, I don't know all of them, so I'll
you will have limited words on some of them.
Limited words.
So like with T. Williams, like I said,
limited words.
My wife, she's not a comedy fan. You've seen her at the comedy shows. She keeps herself.
She's not funny at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep that in. She knows it. But she's one of those comics, just like Jack, my wife will stop to listen to. And T. Williams, at first, she wasn't coming around like the first 2 years. But then I think someone was like, you need to go check out Tiki. It's a great spot to do comedy, and it's a different type of crowd. So, which Jeremy Unmasked has told multiple people, like, hey, if you're just performing for one type of person, you're not really getting better at comedy. You're getting better for your crowd. So if you're not getting better at comedy, you can't go on the road because it's not going to work the same as it works here, which I love Jeremy for that. And I think that it might have been him, might have been someone else. So she came out and she was like, this is a fun little spot. And like I introduced myself and she got off stage and I was like, immediately after her 5 minutes, I was like, how much time can you do? So I can do 30. And I was like, I want to book you. And I booked her within like a month. Like, hey, I want you on a show.
That's Mark's?
Yes, that's Mark's baby mama.
Okay.
And
did he submit this year?
He's too far in Austin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I keep forgetting he moved down there. He moved to Dallas originally.
If he was in Dallas, I mean, he would have been a guaranteed slot on that too. A couple of the guys that moved to Austin got mad at me last year because, like, dude, I grew up in Shreveport comedy. Like, let me submit. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, we're trying to keep it. And he's like, I am a local kind of thing. Not Mark, but someone else. And I was like, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, obviously, I appreciate you. And I booked him on shows to come back and stuff. But anyway, back to T. Williams. She's one of those. She's a very funny comedian. She writes consistently. She doesn't need prep time. If she walks in and literally the last comic's on stage, I'm like, you're up. She's like, all right, cool. And she's just a true professional when it comes to comedy. She's hilarious. And Jordan was describing her today because we were talking about how good she was. And she's like, I like that she doesn't write jokes. She's a very funny storyteller. And I was like, that's one thing I lack. Like, I can tell a story, but I can't make it I can't add all the punches and stuff where she can. Kind of like you. Like, you know how to add a punch within, like, oh, this is a good story. I'm definitely talking about this. And so T. Williams, thoroughly impressed with her stand-up. Very excited to have her on this one, though. Because last year she didn't submit, and this year she's like, I'm taking that belt down. Like, I love the competitiveness from everybody. Even last year, this year, everyone's like, I don't give a shit about that money. I want that fucking belt. I want that belt, dude. Which is why I picked a belt. What a cool trophy. You can wear your trophy. Like, what are we doing?
Well,
dude,
you can wear it, but
it's heavy.
Yeah.
Dude, if I won that
You're
belt.
not wearing that to the steakhouse.
No. I don't know. Do you know who I am? I'm on Loco Fest.
Bitch.
I need a table in the
Seat
back
me
facing
now.
the door.
Yeah. Don't put me by the kitchen.
Yeah, dude. If I was the winner of that belt, if I was Glenn Stewart this past year, I wouldn't have gone to a single fucking show without that belt on my shoulder.
Oh, yeah, I can respect that.
Wouldn't you? Like, fuck yeah, look at me, baby. I might not be a champ to y'all, but I am a champ, baby.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
I'm in the minor leagues.
All right, so who's next? We got, say, Jamie Arnett.
Jamie Arnett, another one.
He just had a baby, right?
He just had a baby 3 weeks ago. Y'all seen him on the podcast. Jamie Arnett is another one of those guys like Garrett who started comedy. Well, shit, I just learned he's been doing it for 3 years. He just didn't know about Shreveport. So I guess this doesn't make sense. But Jamie's one of those guys, when I first heard him, I was like, holy shit, this guy's got something. Do you know Jamie very well besides the podcast?
Just the podcast.
You know him better than most of these guys, I'm sure.
I mean, I've met him. I think I know him just as well as I know everybody
Yeah,
else.
okay.
Like, the only person on that list that I'm going to know, like close is not even Chuck, is going to be Clyde. Yeah, because, I mean, I know Chuck, but I know Clyde.
Yes.
Like, me and Clyde have known each other for a while.
Yeah, you've known Clyde
so,
longer
yeah.
than you know me, so, and we're best friends.
Besties.
Don't tell Clyde you're best friends with him. Whew.
Oh, I watched what happened on that episode, which you guys will see in a couple of weeks.
Oh, shit, I forgot I hadn't been
it's
posted. Are you
coming.
going to post that?
Well, I'll do the short because I did cut a short of it.
I don't think
It's
you can make that a
fucking
short.
audio only. Shit.
Can you imagine a short of just audio of him walking away? Oh, you can't pull it from that date.
No, I've got him walking off. Like, it's recorded.
I wonder if you get your cameras from that date. Does it record that long ago?
I think
That was 6 years
I think
ago.
it holds, I think it holds for 30 days. It was last year that we recorded.
Oh, shit.
So, but no. So Jamie Arnett, I like him. I think he's funny. I've enjoyed what I've seen of him so far.
He's very dry humor, which I think dry humor is one of my favorite. He kind of reminds me, not so much jokey, but like of Anthony Jeselnik on his delivery kind of. He's just very calm.
Smart-assy.
Yeah, he's just very calm, cool, collected, and acts like he's not even telling you a joke. And I think that's awesome. Like when people are just up there, like you got famous comics like Shane Gillis and Mark Norman. Like that they're, like you could walk into Jamie Arnett speaking, telling jokes, and you don't know if you're at a seminar or a comedy show until you hear a joke. And then you're like, oh, shit, that's funny. What is he talking about? And I'm excited for him. And that motherfucker got some votes.
Did he?
He got over 200.
Nice.
I loved it when I called him. I was like, dude, you had over 300 votes. Or it was like 400 votes. And I go, or no, I said, did you know over half of your votes were duplicates? He's like, shit, I didn't make it. I was like, no, you still made it, Bubba. Like, I love fucking with people when I was calling them to let them know. Because it's like.
That's funny because you were like, hey, you didn't make it. Talk to you later.
First of all, it was in an hour conversation. No, we were talking about something else. And then you're like, did I make it? I go, oh, no.
Yeah, you called me talking about the votes we're in. And I said, I assume I didn't make it. And you were like, oh, no, absolutely not.
It wasn't absolutely. You weren't far away from making the cut, though. That's the thing, though. There was 5 people that were within 5 votes of making it in. So it's like, that's what sucks. It's a lot of my friends, too.
Hey, man, I'm not broke.
No, I know you're not.
If I should have done a better job advertising it to try to get my people to vote for me.
We're gonna fix it next year. We don't know how, but we're gonna fix it.
Well, I mean, it's up to the individuals to.
It's up to y'all to promote yourself.
All right, so who's next after Jamie? Well, I mean, we go ahead because we've already talked about him. We'll talk about Garrett Nelson.
Garrett Nelson,
young guy,
21 years old. The only reason he's been doing comedy for 6 months maybe is because he wasn't able to get into bars.
Yeah.
This motherfucker walks in with the tightest, cleanest 5 I've ever heard.
He is funny. I do. Like I said a minute ago, my money is on him. I kind of wish I would have seen T before I make that statement because it sounds like. But I know you give comedy approvals to everybody. You're like but no, Garrett is very funny. I watching his bits evolve.
Yes.
Over the last few weeks, like the dog one that he talks about.
He's figured that one out.
Yeah, that's a great bit.
Last night when I was like, I think he should move this word there, but then he moved it later on. I was like, oh, there it is. Never mind. It's perfect. It's perfect. Because at first, me and you looked at each other, and I was like, I think that would be funnier. And you're like, maybe. And then he says it later. I go, that's why he didn't say it earlier.
Yeah, that's why I said just take out the one word.
Yep.
Because it might be that one word that hangs you up.
Yeah.
Just take out that one word that does kind of make it a little funnier. But,
yeah. And Garrett Nelson, I could not be more proud of the way I told him that. Like, and I'm not these guys' dads or older brother, but I was like, dude,
I'm so proud of you.
Well, dude,
son.
I'm proud of his effort that he puts in because he has not only the skills and the talent, he's putting in the work. He wants to do this.
He drives to Shreveport every Friday to do an open mic at a bar
that he gets paid nothing for.
Just to sharpen his craft.
Yeah, and he does it every, I think not every, but he tries to hit all the open mics there in the middle of the week too. The dude's got a job. Like that's the difference in people that I do stand up and I want to be a stand-up comedian. Yeah. Like his goal is not like me or you, like I want to be able to support my family and work and I'll be good. And I'll do comedy on the side. His goal is no. You see Nate Bargatze or whoever his comic is, that's who I want to be.
Yeah, and he's smart doing it at 21 years of age, taking the leap and actually pursuing it.
21 is crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I hope my money is on him. I'm sure I've seen his set.
Yes, you've 100. So that's the thing about Garrett. If he wins, you get the $2,500, you get the wrestling belt, and we film a 45-minute special, or we just give you the video, whatever.
All right. So who's next? We can talk about Chuck, salesman Chuck.
Let's go through the guys we don't know.
Cool car Chuck.
We got Sean Lee.
I don't know Sean at all.
I don't know Sean Lee. He used to live here, but he didn't do stand-up here.
He was the one that submitted the 9-minute long video and then cut it down to 2?
He submitted or was that
Is that one of Joel's buddies?
Maybe. I know, yeah, it is Joel's buddy.
So I think he originally did a 9-minute
video, and he just uploaded it to get the website going. And he's like, hey, I need you to cut this down, or I will. And the thing with that is, like, last year we had a couple guys submit.
I'm just trying to put it together, like who was who, trying to remember their submission.
I think that was him.
And I think he did a 9-minute and then cut it down to 2.
He's the one that had the bit about the paying for your girl's nails.
Okay.
Yeah, funny joke. It's a good joke. I don't know Sean. I've never seen him perform. I've watched his video. I've watched a 10-minute set of his on YouTube. He's a funny guy. He's very excited. He was supposed to be here for the beer release next weekend, but he was like, hey, if I take off one Saturday, that's the only one I get for the month, so I'm taking off Loco. And that's the thing. Like a lot of these guys are like, hey, man, I'm going to try to make it to the beer thing. I'm like, dude, you don't got to. Like, it's just going to be a party, And if people want to meet y'all, I don't know if they even care about y'all. But if they want to, then cool, they can meet y'all. You can talk to people, or start branding yourself while you're at the show. Like, hey, I'm Garrett Nelson. Hope you come out to Loco. Hopefully you like me. Vote for me if you do, kind of thing. Yeah. So,
and for those of y'all that don't know, also with this Loco Fest, we have a beer that is being produced by Seventh Tap.
Yep.
That is next Saturday, the 8th.
Next Saturday, the 8th.
The 8th is the beer release.
Comics will be there around 5. We got a live band playing around 7 to 9. They're going to have their food truck out there. If you got kids, it's cool. It's a kids-friendly place. It's not a bar. It's a brewery. They serve food. They got like cornhole and stuff. They have board games. They have
really
arcade games.
Place.
Darts,
nice,
super
great
dope
parking.
place.
Like,
parking back
it's
here. A sick place. I love it there.
It is. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice the way they got it all set up. So y'all come down to the beer announcement also. That'll be Saturday, February the 8th.
Yep.
Starting at 5, you said, right?
Yeah, it's going to be – they open at 12. So if you just want to go in, grab the beer. If you want to try the beer, you can go in, have one at the tap, or you can grab a 4-pack to go. They're going to be selling it and stuff like that. So pretty excited about that.
All right, so who's next on our list?
All right. Sorry, Sean Lee. That's all we got for you.
Yeah, sorry. I mean,
we don't know you, buddy.
But I will tell you, we will try to get you on the podcast if you want to come on, obviously, and we'll –
if you ever
after, I'm sure.
And a lot of these guys, like especially the ones I don't know, it makes me so excited to get guys I don't know because I get to see what people have. Then after the show, I'm like, yo, how much time you got? So now I can book you in this town accordingly, and I can give you a paid gig, kind of thing, which is cool. Like that's why I like the guys coming from. It's like the first time I met Dustin. He was like, all right, fine, I'll drive out there and see what it's about. And I was like, hey, I want to book you. How much time are you doing? He's like, I got an hour and 20 of material. I can do 45. I was like, perfect, dude. Like, yeah, I want to get you for a headlining show and, booked them for, like, because a lot of these guys that drive, too, I'm like, hey, you want to host so at least makes it worth your time. You get some gas money at least. Michael Morgan.
I don't know him either.
Michael Morgan is from Longview, I believe.
Oh, DeVru, huh?
Is that what they call it?
DeVru. I used to work with a guy that was like, man, we're going over to DeVru this weekend. I'm like, what? Yeah, we're going to DeVru. I was like, what the fuck is DeVru? And he was
People try to make anything cool.
He was like, man, we're going to Longview. And I was like, oh, okay, DeVru. I got you. And ever since then, I've been calling it DeVru.
That's insane.
Shout out Shannon Easter. What's up, baby?
The crew.
Going
to the Vru.
Going to the Vru.
Michael Morgan, he's from Longview. He will be at the beer release, so if you want to meet him,
sweet.
He is going to be there.
And we will also try to get him on the podcast as well.
Yeah. We might try to get some portable stuff going for the 7th Step, or at least get a camera going.
I got a shitload of microphones.
We could just have sit down, and we'll talk about that later, but, we can sit down at the table and just talk to the guys for 2-3 minutes at a time and just have a quick little 30-minute video of everybody.
Go well!
Every time someone walks up. I don't know Michael. He
I don't remember his audition tape either.
His 2-minute video that he submitted. It's 2 minutes, one joke, and the punch on it hits hard. Yeah. Like when I saw it, and I was like, yeah, I'm excited to have this guy. If this is what he sent, it's probably his best. But most people don't want to put out their best either, so it's up in the air on that. I'm excited to have him though, because his joke really got me and it made me laugh super hard. It's the one about the going to couples therapy. Yeah. Good joke.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Another guy that if you're coming to Tiki every week or every other week, whatever, if you're frequent at Tiki, you might know this guy, James Carley. He's not there every week.
I've met him. I think I've met him once or twice. I don't think I've ever really formally met him. Hey, blah blah blah. But I've
James Carley might be the nicest person you ever met, and if you've met him, he's definitely
the one that does it without a microphone.
He don't need it, man.
He's loud as shit.
He doesn't want to hold the mic, and the mic stands ain't tall enough for him. If so.
What's Pete talking about? You get him, dog.
Look at that little wobble. James Carley, I think he's been doing comedy for around 20 years. He stopped for a while because there was no open mics, and he learned about Tiki. And so the first time I see him, James is one of those guys, when he walks into Tiki, you're like, he doesn't know where he's at. He just came to a random bar. Because he just doesn't fit the whole aesthetic of the place. We're all scumbags when we're in there. James is a very well put together man. He drives a very nice car. He dresses very well. He's got nice jewelry, and he's a good Christian man.
Thank you for choosing On the Go Delivery. This is Johnny. How may I help you?
James is a clean comedian. He doesn't say bullshit. He says bull stuff.
Wow.
When he's on stage.
Horse hockey.
Yeah, he's a clean comedian. He's very funny. Been doing it a long time. And
have you ever heard him say mule fritters? Sorry,
no,
go ahead.
I have not. So if you're looking for something clean, you can stay for James Carley.
I do clean. I can do clean.
Yeah, you just got to ask permission first,
I got to ask permission to not be clean.
Yeah. James is great, though. Very very demanding presence on stage, very loud, like Johnny said. He's like David Allen on the mic kind of thing. Where as soon as he's walking up, that sound goes down a little bit. But like I said, very professional, very funny, about 6'13" tall.
Yeah, he's tall as shit.
He's a big old boy, and drives the nicest damn car. He parks in the back of the parking lot, and I asked him why, and he said, I don't want y'all to feel bad, baby.
Nice. He can park it next to my Honda any day.
Yeah, I think he drives a 750 BMW Li. So, yeah, no games with him. I like James because he doesn't need comedy. He just loves comedy.
Yeah.
You know, some of these guys need this in their life. James just likes comedy. He likes being around people and stuff like that. So
I know he seems to be like a really good guy.
Oh, he's great, man. And if you met him, like I said, he's gonna call you big guy.
Yeah.
I don't care how big
Hey,
you are.
big guy.
Hey, big guy. Yeah.
Big guy?
He's a grandpa of the Shreveport comedy scene, but one of the OGs. So it's cool to have him on this year. Last year when it was done, he's like, "How do I get on that?" And I was like, "You got to get voted in." He's like, "I'm gonna get voted in, baby." And I was like, "Let's do it." And sure enough, he did it, man. I think he was like number 4 in votes. So
nice.
Yeah, he did his
Good
part and. Checking ticket sales, and he's buying every ticket for his family member. He's bought at least 5 sets of tickets so far.
Nice.
So I was like, "Who are you buying these tickets for?" And he's like, "I know we can't get them for free, man. So I want my family there. I want people to see me."
Now that I'm thinking about how many tickets are for sale
Right
total.
now, or left
Yeah, how many are left?
about 150.
About 150 as of February 1st.
We got 2 weeks.
14 days.
Shreveport Bossier, I know how y'all act. Don't wait on this one because last year we had about 50 people hit us up after the show or towards the show and like, "Hey, can I get tickets?" I'm like, "Sorry, dude, they were on sale for a month." Like, and I get it if you're waiting on payday. I get tickets aren't cheap. I understand that. Luckily, we got a new ticket platform, so you're not getting charged the same ticket fees and stuff. You're not.
There
paying,
are still fees, but it's not the same.
It's not
amount.
crazy
Yeah.
fees. I think it's like $1.50 plus 6%.
Now, and you did say, just in case anybody is watching this before they go buy tickets, you did say, did y'all ever get the
Yes.
Issue address
With the multiple.
With the multiple, like we're also selling the ticket that is for the show. You can get a ticket with a beer or just a ticket.
Yes, so it's $5 extra for a beer, one of the Loco or the Loud and Local beers that you would probably pay $7 to $8 for. It's $5, and that way you get a beer. You're gonna get a separate bracelet and stuff like that. So you're gonna have a bracelet for getting in and a bracelet for the beer, or maybe even a drink ticket. We hadn't figured that out yet, but the bartenders will know it's not for a vodka soda. It's not for a Jack and Coke or anything
It's
like
for
that. It's
a
for the
Loud
Loud
and
and Local beer.
period.
The bartenders will be aware of that. So, hey, if you can trick them into a different beer, whatever you want to do. I understand not a lot of people love IPAs, but I do, and that's all that matters. So
Well,
I got
and
me
it's
an
also
IPA.
it's not like Bud Light was or Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, I guess.
Yeah,
was
they weren't
reaching
reaching
out
out.
talking about the brew us a beer.
As much as I drink Michelob on the podcast, I could be the Shane Gillis of Michelob eventually.
Yeah.
If we get this thing going, your boy's
You
in
have
there.
to drink about 30 more of those on this podcast for it to start.
You
being
want to
like
drive me
Shane
home?
Gill-
Because I'll
being
do
like
it.
Shane Gillis.
Man, that boy can pound them back.
That shit's funny.
Next, let's go to Ken Robinson.
Ken, I know Ken.
Ken is
Loud and local.
He is loud for sure, man. Ken's great. If you ever met Ken, you've definitely seen his teeth. Ken's got some chompers on him.
And he's always smiling.
Yeah, he's always smiling. He's a good laugh. He's got really great jokes. He relates to a lot of people because a lot of his stuff is just about regular shit. Which, like you'll get guys like me going up or you're talking about dad stuff. Well, a lot of people coming out, they don't got kids, stuff like that. You'll reach out to the family stuff. Ken can reach out to pretty much everybody on his stuff, which is great. He's got it. He's one of those guys. He's got something in him. We have a bunch of comics like that. I mean, Evan Cooper's one of those too, where he's got the will.
Evan's not in it.
Evan's not
Evan
in it,
didn't
but we
make
love him. He'll be there.
Yeah.
I'm sure. He's
He's
always
not working the door.
He's not working the
He
door.
might be your merch guy.
Hey, we
Or
might
your sound guy.
No, we got a sound guy.
He's your merch guy.
We got a professional guy. We're not dependent on us this time for sound. This every other show we can kind of play around with. Loco Fest we don't play with.
No, it's all good.
But Ken Robinson, he's one of those guys. He writes consistently. He's got a new 5 every week. He recently opened up for DC Young Fly up in Hot Springs. And that was like a 7,000 seat theater or 3,000, whatever it was. It was more than Tiki Bar. It was more than any show we've ever done.
Right.
And so Ken got that opportunity based on the hard work and effort he's put in. He's very funny. He knows he's funny. That's your downfall, Ken. And but Ken, I'm very excited to have Ken on too because it also throws a little bit of a mix into it to where Ken is a hood comic. And we can both agree on that, right? Ken is a hood
I can see
comic.
that, yeah.
But he's one of those where you're not going to feel uncomfortable, guys. So y'all come see Ken.
Yeah.
Who you want to go to next?
Who's next?
I'm gonna save our favorite one for last. I say favorite, but
well, we can't say that about him.
Oh yeah, he would hate that.
Yeah, he would.
We're gonna go to our old acquaintance last. How about that?
This guy that we know.
We've known him for a long time.
All right, so who's next?
Dustin Vance.
I like Dustin.
Who doesn't like Dustin Vance?
He reminds me of somebody, and I cannot place...
The Squidbillies?
No, he reminds me of like somebody that I grew up with, and I cannot for the life of me place like... He reminds me of an old buddy of mine. And
you know who he reminds me a lot of?
I can't put a face with the name. Like somebody I went to high school with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember who it is.
He's your everyday friend you grew up with. When you see Dustin and you hear Dustin, you're not talking to the same person anymore. Dustin sounds like poverty.
I'll put a link to his episode in this.
Dustin is...
He was on the podcast a while back, too.
Dustin, I think his profile, you can't cut a slice of bologna so thin that it's not bologna kind of thing. Whatever it said. Dustin's been doing comedy a long time. He's a very professional comedian. He's also one of those, I think everyone pretty much in this is like, I want to be a comedian. That's my goal. And Dustin, he's truly got it. I mean, he knows what he's doing. His jokes are well written. He's got that crazy redneck voice.
He's so trailer trash. You would think they started making a quarter wide.
Dustin makes me laugh so hard. He, like I said earlier, he's one of those guys that when I first heard him, I want to book you for everything I got.
Right.
Like, if you want an open spot for 5 minutes and I pay you $20, come on, I want you. I don't care. I'll move someone else out the way, and you're splitting money with them now.
Johnny, you're working the door.
Johnny, sorry, you got pushed down the door guy again. Fuck it, you're a trash man today. We already got a door guy. You're taking out the trash. I'm really excited about Dustin Vance. I think you said Garrett. You think Garrett's got it? I think
Garrett's got it.
I think Dustin's going to give him a solid run for his money.
And it's not fair for me to say that Garrett's got it because there's three people that I've never seen.
Yeah, and also, I love how you said that. And I was like, oh, he's about to defend everybody. You're like, no, just the people I haven't seen.
Well, no, there's three people that I haven't seen yet, and everybody else on there. For my vote, Garrett's the funnier one out of everybody that's on the list, and that includes my buddy. Or this guy that I know.
This guy I've known a minute.
Yeah, this dude.
Doesn't it bug you? It's like, fuck you, dude. You're my friend. But anyway, Dustin Vance. I'm really excited about Dustin Vance. He's headlining the theater sometime this year. A while back, I was like, hey, what can I do to help you grow better? And he's like, I want to do that theater. And I go, done. He's like, really? I go, yeah, just ask me, buddy. Like, yeah, I want you on it. So either way, you get 2 chances to see Dustin Vance. You get to see him at 10 minutes or 45 minutes this year. So,
nice.
So I'm excited about him. Next person we're going to go to, this guy is a good friend of ours, Chuck Garner.
Oh, yeah, love Chuck. Cool car Chuck.
Cool car Chuck. Chuck might be one of my favorite humans alive. He's not falling in the Johnny Gates category of people I love, but Chuck Garner is overall good guy. He'd give you the shirt off his back, but you can't touch his Corvette. It wouldn't fit you either, the shirt, because he wears a Gap small.
He's a little guy.
Chuck's a realtor in town. He is retired military. He trains people how to fly airplanes, and the man loves comedy. The first time I met Chuck, we all know the famous story of me bombing, spilling water all over myself. Right. It's the first time Chuck ever came to a local comedy show. Like
he's down at the hot dog shop,
Hot Dog Hut, and
the missing link.
Let's go back to missing link roast after we get done with talking about these guys. But Chuck Garner, he's the only one returning for Loco Fest this year. Chuck has the biggest support system in town as far as comedians go. He's got a very strong group of friends, and his family support the shit out of him, which is why he makes it into Loco Fest. And it's not one of those like, oh, he got voted in because of all his friends. Chuck's a talented comedian.
Yeah, he's funny. But, hey, kudos to your friends for coming through.
He's got a solid support system, which it's really cool when Chuck's on shows. I know when I book shows with Chuck, he's going to bring 20 people.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I know you are thinking like, oh, he's making more money kind of thing. It's like, at Tiki, we don't make no more money.
You talking about me?
No. Well, I'm just in general.
I don't give a fuck. You know
but
that shit.
When Chuck is on a show, his people show out, which means we have a better show. And Chuck has been very, very important in the comedy scene over the last year, maybe year and a half, because he's telling people, hey, come check out the comedy show. It's a really cool time. He gets people to a tiki bar that would never even think to go to tiki bar. You got people coming in, really nice cars, nice clothes, stuff like that. And they're coming to see their boy, and then they're like, damn, this place. And Chuck's one of those guys, very wealthy man. We all know that about him. But he's so down to earth, and we love him for it. And I'm excited to see Chuck again because last year, everyone got 7 minutes. We played it a little bit different because we had 2 shows. And he did about 3 for the first show. And he came off stage. And I go, what was that, man? And he was like, what? And I was like, dude, you did like 3.5 minutes. He's like, shit. And I was like, hey, slow down, calm down. You're nervous. Never performed in front of 120 people before. I get it. But the next show, now you have performed in front of 120. Slow down. Boom, let's roll. Crushed his next set. Annihilated, hit 7 on the dot. Boom, let's go. And he came back and he was like, I feel good about that. And I was like, you think you're going to win? He's like, not a chance. I feel good about that.
That was good.
Yeah, so Chuck's really good, really talented. He's going to say some crazy shit you wouldn't expect out of a professional human. But, yeah, I'm excited about Chuck too. Now, do you want to talk about the last one first?
Go for it.
Mr. Clyde Williams.
I've never met him. Who is he?
He's the one with the cane.
He's a nice guy, right?
No.
Clyde is my motherfucking boy.
Clyde's a dog.
I love Clyde.
Clyde's a homie.
He's not bringing the speaker to this, is he?
No. We have addressed. Honestly, I think he could win with that speaker bit, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The music bit,
yeah.
I told him, I was like, if you do that for 10 minutes, you could win.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to do some jokes. And
I'm excited to see what he does.
Glenn talked about it. I mean, he has so much material.
I can't wait to see what Glenn. Oh.
Cut it. He won't watch it anyway.
Yeah, hell no, he won't.
Clyde Williams. Let me say this about Clyde. When I first started doing comedy, it was at LOL, like most of us. Not you, but when my first set,
Bears and LOL. I tried to do LOL and it was done just like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It cut that.
mics.
Because it was around COVID, right?
Something like that. It was 2018 when I started.
Oh, okay. So never mind. So Clyde Williams and Mark Pugh used to host a open mic called the Don't Die Show.
Right. That was over here at the Barcord.
Oh, they did it at Barcord too?
Yeah, to my knowledge.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought Barcord was Tristan's show.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I wasn't around back then, so I don't know.
My notification still kicks up in my calendar
to get to Barcord?
for Barcord Thursday at 8.
Time to do open mic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, damn, I can't go under there anymore. They used to run a really awesome open mic. When I finally decided I was going to give it a try, Clyde DJs, and they co-host an open mic, which is crazy, but it's a fun show because Mark and him would bounce bits on each other and stuff like that. And the first time I performed, like I've said before, Mark was like, that was your first time? And I go, yeah. He's like, that was really good. Make sure you come back. And Clyde was very welcoming. Hey. And he was one of those guys I went to like, hey, what do you think about this joke? And he's one of those guys. So sometimes I write a little bit not racist, but racial jokes, and I'll run it by Clyde first. And at one point, after about the 3rd or 4th time, he goes, hey, man, if you think it's funny, do it. And that's what I say to people. If you think it's funny, do it. The crowd will let you know. Clyde is very talented. He's been doing it for a long time. He did it in Houston, came back here to handle some business, and he's here now. And this year he decided, like, you know what, I'm going for Loco Fest this year. And he promoted the shit out of himself. Last year he posted the day before, like, y'all go vote for me. And that was it. And it showed on the votes. Clyde Williams has some of my favorite jokes of all time that I've heard in town. He's very talented. He won't call you a friend, but I'm not.
Walk out on the podcast if you do call him a friend.
I know if he wins, I ain't giving him that belt till he calls me his friend. But no, I'm excited about Clyde, one of the OGs in Shreveport comedy. He was there doing shows for me for free. The famous vape store show.
Oh, yes.
He was a headliner. He got some old ladies to stay.
Come back in.
She came in to get some drugs for her mama. And she was like,
brought that 90-year-old woman.
Brought a 90-year-old lady, and that's because Clyde Williams. If you've seen Clyde Williams, you'll recognize him with a cane and a speaker.
Yeah, especially that speaker. That speaker's hard to miss.
You know what's funny? Last year, I feel the same way when Clyde got in that I did when Glenn got in. Like, hell yeah, one of my boys, the OG's in town. And it kind of has that same feeling. Like, if Clyde really brings it, he has a very good chance to win it. Like, there's no doubt. There's no one really, quote-unquote, better than anybody. But Clyde stands a strong chance over any of those guys as well. So, I'm excited to have Clyde Williams.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's our 10 comics that are going to be here. And as a quick recap, so we've got the 8th coming up, the beer release. We've got Loud and Local Beer coming. You'll get to meet all but 2 of the comics.
2 or 3 maybe.
And you'll get to meet your door guy. You know, so
My kids are going to be there. You can say hey to them. Yeah. They got little
Sister
custom shirts.
does want to work the door with me.
Nice.
I think Emily is going to come to the big show, not the beer release.
Yeah.
So we got the beer release on the 8th. We've got the actual Loco Fest on the 15th. The Loco Fest is going to be at the Chef's Table.
Oh yeah, Venue Chef's Table. It's in the East Bank. It's right between Frozen P Row and 7th Tap.
Okay. Tickets are for Loco Fest. How much are they?
They're $20.25 if you want the beer.
And you can go to what.com?
Don'tTakeThisSerious.com/tickets.
And you can also find that link on Facebook.
Yep, you can find it on Facebook. It'll click you right there. Right now, we got our promo going for it, so I'm sure you're seeing it in your Facebook feed right now.
Hopefully.
Yeah, oh, shit, I hope so. We got some money behind it.
There'll be a link to it at the bottom of this episode as well.
Yep.
And you do have, there are 10 hungry comedians that are doing this. I do think the show is going to be a really good time.
If you've been to any of our shows and had a good time, you're going to have a great one at this. I do want y'all to realize it's going to be a little bit longer of a show because it's 10 minutes performing their best, or 10 comedians performing their best 10 minutes. With that being said, we got 10 of the most talented people we could find.
Yeah, so, and you're looking at, 10 comedians doing 10 minutes, that's 100 minutes. Yes. So you're looking at a little over an hour and a half in just comics, plus the banter in between. So probably 2 hours.
Maybe.
For $20.
That's not bad. And afterwards, we got a
cash bar.
No, the bar is provided by P-Row, Frozen P-Row, and Bojack's or whatever. You can bring a card. You can open a tab. You can bring cash, too. They'll take it all.
Perfect.
It's going to be a good time. We're going to have 2 bartenders. So you're not going to be waiting for...
It's not theater style either. It's tables and chairs.
And it's general admission. So if
Is
you
it
get
tables and chairs or just chairs?
Just chairs. Tables are reserved. If you show up and sit at a sponsor's table, you're going to have to fight them. And I think me and Johnny might have to handle it, too. You're also security.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get you a DTTS comedy. Security on the back.
I'll take it.
Door guy. A bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, door guy, security, sales.
Basically the honeydew.
Yeah. Jack of all.
What else we got?
Man, I think that's it as far as
Loco go to Don'tTakeThisSerious.com, buy your tickets.
If you and I'll say this: if you want to be a sponsor of next year's Loco Fest, we are still looking for sponsors.
Yep,
and they range from affordability from they
$250 all the way to $5,000, whatever you're willing to.
So,
we'll work with you if you need it. Like, hey, I really like this sponsor sheet or this sponsorship level, but I kind of like not paying that sponsorship level.
Right. We work in trade, so if you do banners, if you do merch, if you do stickers,
yep.
We don't need anybody to do the advertising.
We got advertising knocked down.
So if there's anything you want to be a part of, reach out to either hismancaveproductions@gmail.com or
DTTScompany@gmail.com.
And that's DTTScompany@gmail.com.
Yep.
So, and anybody that wants to participate, anybody that wants to be a part of it, we'd love to have you. Definitely, if you want to come to the show, we really want you there. We need your support. These guys need your support.
And I will say this: the reason we do this is, the reason we look for sponsors is to cover the cost. The reason we ask for $20 is to cover the cost. This isn't a big money grab. We are doing this for local comedians because they have been pushed to the side for a long time, and it's time for the talent that we have to get the shine that they deserve.
Shreveport is definitely an entertainment.
It's heavy.
I don't want to say bust. As far as like getting people to come out to the things that people put on, it's difficult.
Well, I think
but we have very, very seriously talented people here, and that goes musicians, comedians, artists,
everything.
Yeah.
Dude, the art scene here is crazy.
It is really crazy how good some of the artists that we have. And when you stumble across some of these, galleries and stuff that we have downtown that you didn't even know fucking existed.
Shit, even at the East Bank.
You're like, holy shit, this is pretty badass.
You've seen the stuff at the theater.
And most everything
local
that you see on the wall is for sale at the theater. It's got a price tag on it somewhere.
Yeah, so everything we do, like I said, loud and local is our thing. So everything we do, it's for the city, by the locals, for the locals. Yeah. So it's going to be a good time, Bubba.
Fuck yeah.
This is a good podcast.
Hell yeah, man. Anything else?
Pete, you got anything? Is he in here?
He's laying down over there.
All right, Pete's good.
Yeah,
You're good?
Pete's good. I'm good.
That was a good one.
All right. Well,
we don't need guests, buddy.
Look at like that. Like always, like, subscribe, and we appreciate it. And, is there anything else we need to plug?
I got something else. They're not going to make it this far. I forgot to announce it. With your ticket purchase, of the Loco Fest tickets. You get 10% off on your entire meal at Bojack's, at Frozen P Row, and the Seventh Tab. So you can go grab the best burger in town over at Seventh Tab. You can go get some really good Cajun food over at Frozen P Row and Bojack's. So you get 10% off with your wristband. So that's another thing these guys are doing for us. Like I said, it's not a money grab. We're just trying to get people in, baby.
Like, subscribe, share, comment, everything. We love you. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Just rambling.
It's a little bit better. That was